Hi there everybody, this is just a quick introduction to the peer review project. In this video I'm going to talk briefly about the project description, about the rubric, and about the response sample, and the review sample. If you're looking at this, you're already looking at the peer review project description. I'm going to post this video both as a part of the peer review project description and the first peer review forum. So you're sure to at least get access to it. For the assignment, the introduction to the assignment, for this assignment you will be responding to your peer review groupmates papers. I will, through this video, walk you through the rubric and prompts that will guide you through the response process. You'll be writing 2 to 3 responses for each of the 3 papers we'll be writing. Papers for review will be uploaded to the peer review response forums, downloaded for commenting and response, then uploaded again with comments to the peer review forum. The specific assignment parameters, you will respond thoroughly, constructively, and thoughtfully to each of the papers assigned to you following the rubric and prompts provided. The peer reviews will take place via a discussion forum. The steps for review are as follows: upload your paper to the appropriate peer review forum, download your peers' papers from the forum, comment on those papers via the rubric and the samples using the comment function in Word. And to do that, you place a cursor within a Word document where you want to comment and hit Control Alt M, and a comment box will pop up in the margin, and you can type in there and put as many comments as you want throughout the paper. It's a neat little function. And finally, after you've commented, you need to save it with a new name and re-upload it within that person's thread on the peer review forum by the due date. Each individual response, so for each paper that you are commenting on, you should be writing between 200 and 300 words. If you would bring up the under week 3, the peer review rubric first. Open that up. That is a Word document, and you will see under that rubric 5 different categories: focus, development, organization, style, and conventions. I am asking you all to comment on 3 things: focus, development, and organization. And if you look at column A, for each of those 3 categories, it provides a description of what very good focus is, and very good development, and very good organization. And what these descriptions do is provide us with a common language for talking about the writing that we're looking at. So in terms of the categories, focus is the main idea. And with the focus, what we're looking for is that a main idea is established early on in the paper, and that the paper's focus is clear, and it's consistent, and it's insightful throughout the paper, and that it is appropriate and specific to an audience, and that addresses that audience effectively. So for the first response paper, I've given you an audience of your peers, and as I mentioned in a previous video, if you are providing more details than necessary to get your audience to understand what you're talking about, given that they've done the readings, that's not addressing them effectively. So for focus, the key words that you'll be using when you respond to each other's papers are clarity and consistency, insight, addressing audience is a concept that will be important. For development, this is primarily the details that you choose to include and how you use those details. So some of the language that you'll be using or looking for: details are specific, they're concrete, and they're appropriate to the audience. You'll notice that audience kind of weaves its way throughout all of these things. The argument, the detail support is extraordinarily convincing. So not only are you including details and appropriate details, but you're using them in such a way that it supports your argument, your position. And finally, for what I want you to comment on, organization. Organization is really looking at how everything functions together. Specifically how coherent it is, and what coherence is how paragraphs work and fit together. Talks about transitions between those paragraphs. That's coherence and also talks about consistency and or cohesion, excuse me. Cohesion is how sentences work together. Um, there's a lack of cohesion when you have a paragraph that halfway through introduces a new idea that is not related to the previous ideas in the paragraph. That's a lack of cohesion. Also, as you'll see, solid organization extraordinarily supports the intention of the author in relation to the audience. So again, organization can impact argument, and if a well-organized paper constructs an argument in such a way that it makes sense to the particular audience. So the key terms in organization are logical progression from one paragraph to the next, so that's coherence, and from sentence to sentence, that's cohesion. And then, of course, organization supports the intention, and what that means is that a good organization will follow from a solid focus. So if we have a good solid focus in the early part of an essay, it implies or suggests um, a certain organization for the argument. And so a good solid organization is going to support that focus and is going to um, to follow logically from the focus. So the style and conventions are two things that I will be commenting on individually. As you can tell, I'm not asking you to edit. I'm not asking you to put in commas where you think they go or anything like that. I've found that when we do that, we tend to make things worse, not fix things, so leave that to me. And let's focus on content and ideas and how they are provided or how they are communicated through focus development and organization. Okay, quickly, almost done. Take a look at the peer review sample. This is a PDF under week 3. And what you'll see is an example of what I expect from this assignment. You'll see that I have put comments on a paper that's actually on the topic that you're writing on. And by taking a look at this, I think that you'll get a good idea of the expectations that I have for how you might respond and what you might be looking for within a paper. So instead of walking through that, I know that you can read. I will leave it to you to take a look at that, and if questions come up about it, feel free to get in touch with me as always. And so that is the quick introduction to our peer review forums. Like I said, contact me if something comes up or a question arises or you have difficulty with the technology, and we will take care of it.